Greetings, everybody, and welcome back to episode 78 of Extreme Evocast, an all-purpose Pokemon podcast where we talk about news, trivia, and everything related to Pokemon. More so, this episode, everything related to Legends Arceus. I am your wonderfully bodacious host, Lillieceon, and welcome. It's been a long time coming, this episode. Not that this episode is going to be necessarily any different than usual, but I've hyped it up in the past. And again, this episode was late. It doesn't matter in the long run, of course. But it's important to me. And it's literally just because, oh my god, life has been hard. I have finals, finals in a sense of not like final exams, but like final things to do. Senior projects, projects for school, senior project for school, which is like a whole animation, getting an apartment, getting a job, just very important things that I don't necessarily think that this podcast can trump in terms of importance. But here we are, way too late at night. It's time to talk about Pokemon Legends Arceus. But of course, it is going to be a normal episode first. So there's a couple things I want to get to first. Thankfully, this week has been pretty light on the things, just in general, Pokemon things. I don't really think this episode is going to be very much longer than a traditional episode. As much as I've been hyping this up, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to combine this into like a double episode, because I knew that it wasn't really going to be that long. But this episode is going to be pretty much my final discussions about Pokemon Legends Arceus. I say that it's going to be a review, but I am in no way a professional reviewer or critic or anything like that. I'm just going to be talking about the game and what I like about it. Things like that. Actually, I should probably get my Switch and actually open up the game so I can tell you about some specific things like my team, shinies that I have or whatever. So we'll be getting to that in the future. I'm going to download the update ? I think there's bug fixes or something. I don't know, but I'm gonna have it open for later. But before we get into that, we have some things to talk about. First of all, let's go to the news. Like I said, there's not very much. There is new things in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. However, there was a release earlier, this week, the 1.3 update. This is coming from Cerebi. Cerebi provides most of my information coming from in terms of Pokemon news, so thank you, Cerebi. It says this update provides a variety of new features. If you've completed all missions in Pokemon Legends Arceus and captured Dialga and Palkia, got the National Dex, and defeated the Elite Four in this game, you will get the Azure Flute in your room in Twinleaf Town. This allows you to go to the Spear Pillar to get access to the Hall of Origin and battle Arceus. The Arceus can be shiny. So, I want to momentarily talk about the importance of this, where we have never gotten Arceus in an official game. An official mainline series game other than an event. Of course, also other than Legends Arceus. But we've never had it available for just to get in the game normally. And here it is. It's happened. This is, of course, a reference to, I believe I talked about this event on, there was an episode I did with DM Goodboy. Hold on, let me find that episode just so you can go back and refer to it if you're interested in it. It's the one that I did with, episode 65, which is called Hisuian Growlithe Need I Say More, featuring DM Goodboy. It was on September 1st. We talked about events in Pokemon. And we talked about the Heart Gold, Silver, Dialga Palkia event, and I'm pretty sure we talked about the Azure Flute event. And this was, of course, before Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl came out, I think. No, yeah, it was in the process of coming out at that point. But this is the first time that we ever can get Arceus in a game like this. Of course, Legends Arceus sort of blew that out of the water, but it's important because it's a version of a scrapped event that we had from the past that I believe that, like, someone said, the creator of the game, I don't remember who said it, said that they thought it would be too confusing for players or something like that. So, you know, they didn't add it to the game because they didn't think it fit in the game, and we never got an official Arceus release. By the way, I think I've said this in the past. I'm going to be referring to Arceus as Arceus and not Arceus. Arceus is the way that I say it. I know that it's probably wrong, but Arceus is the way that I pronounce it, and I can't get it out. I can't stop saying it. So Arceus is how you're gonna have to deal with me saying it and I'm probably gonna say Arceus quite a lot in this episode. So prepare yourself for that. But yeah, so, in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, you can get access to the Azure Flute. You can get Arceus, if you have a save file in Legends Arceus, completed all missions, and captured Dialga and Palkia. I believe missions just means the main story, because like the requests are the normal things. The missions are just the main story. So if you completed the main story and captured Dialga / Palkia, and you got the Pokedex, and defeated the Leaf-Ore in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, you can get access to Arceus. It can be shiny too. I've seen people already shiny hunting it, which is insane to me. That's crazy. Like, it just came out, and people are already getting shiny Pokemon. So yeah, that happened. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl released that update, so I'm probably going to have to go and do that to get Arceus in that game. Because, again, first time getting Arceus in, like, an official non-event portion of the game, which is very exciting. Pokemon Go has a new update coming out soon called Lush Jungle. The event is a Lush Jungle themed event and is due to run from March 22nd, which is in like 4 days, to March 29th local time, and it introduces Fomantis, Lurantis, and Tapu Lele into the game. So we're in the Alolan update right now. Things are finally, Alola Pokemon are coming. And, of course, right now, as you said, it introduces Fomantis, Lurantis, and Tapu Lele into the game, as well as Shiny Cottonee. Special research themed around Akala Island will become available for all players. Timed research focused on grass-type Pokemon will be available. Metapod, Paris, Execute, Pinsir, Hoot, Sudowoodo, Cottonee, Ferroseed, and Fomantis will be in the wild. There's a bunch of other stuff, like some times, some raids, everything like that. But the next in the Alola update, which is exciting. I love when a new generation gets added to Pokemon. They do Pokemon Go. They do so many like big events, which is like a bunch of Pokemon. It's fun. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm sort of rushing through this. I'm trying not to go too fast, but obviously I want to get to the reason why we're all here, which is which is Legends Arceus. But Pokemon Masters EX has pretty much one new thing, and it even comes with a video on YouTube showing off the new sync pair of Serena and Zygarde, where Serena is wearing her Signa suit. Sorry, I always want to say Sigma. It's Signa. I don't even know how to pronounce that. There's been a couple of those in the past, and they're just really it looks really good, by the way. She's wearing a green and black suit that looks like Zygarde, which is sick. It looks really good. But the Signa suit are the last one we've had was Leon and Eternatus, and he was wearing something that kind of looked like Eternatus. And this time around, she's wearing a suit that looks like Zygarde. Simple as that. I don't know exactly what these do in game. The event is called Verdant Guardian, which literally is just Green Guardian, which is funny. But yeah, there's a new event. It runs from March 17th, 2022. I assume that means it starts then? So right now it is available to get in Pokemon Masters EX. There is a brand new Pokemon in Pokemon Unite. I genuinely cannot remember if I talked about this last time, but Duraludon is in the game now, which is such a cool inclusion in Pokemon Unite. Like, man, Pokemon Unite really be adding cool Pokemon into Unite. Like, I love the choices they make. Like, who would have guessed Duraludon in this game? You know what I mean? Man, it's cool. But Duraludon is in the game. He's a ranged attacker. He's a physical attacker. What are some of his moves do? His passive is prevents the Pokemon from being thrown or shoved. Oh my god, that is insane. It goes on cooldown once it's triggered. Interesting. That makes sense. He's very large. Reduces the damage the user receives for a short time. Laser focus. Interesting that's what that move does. Flash cannon. Dragon Pulse, Metal Claw, Dragon Tail. Sorry, is this a special? Oh no, they're all physical. Okay, I was like, why? Stealth Rock is the final one. Is the one of the two. Has the user create a field of levitating stones by hurling a stone to the designated area. The field deals damage over time to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Decreases their movement for a short while. It's sort of like interesting. I guess there's not really an example of that. Maximum of 2 uses can be... oh, wow. So, like, you can use this move and, like, just lob it in 2 different spots. His Unite move is Revolving Ruin. I'm going to, like, actually review and, like, look at Pokemon that are released in Unite, by the way. I realized that I hadn't done that before, but I do want to do that now. Has the user spin, firing a beam of light at the ground in a sweeping circle around it. If the beam hits an opposing Pokemon, it deals damage, grants a user a shield, and then increases the user's attack for a short time. Both the shield effect and the attack increase or strengthen the more the opposing Pokemon are hit by the beam of light. Damage is dealt to any opposing Pokemon in the area of effect after the beam of light is fired. Okay. There's a burning ring of light. Burning ring is left where the beam of light touched the ground, and opposing Pokemon that touch this burning ring take damage. So it's this guy just makes so many area of effects. Like Dragon Pulse is also an area of effect. Man, this guy loves making area of effects. Just like big things that people cannot walk into. It seems like he's gonna be very, very, or I guess he is. He's literally in the game. Similar to Cramorant, where he's like a area deny tool, but like even more than Cramorant because he actually just like puts stuff down. Interesting. Well, new Pokemon. I'm always happy to see a weird pick. But of course, with Pokemon Unite updates come new Hollowware. So this is the new Hollowware speed round. Name patent pending. Name work in progress right now. But it's where we look at all of the new Hollowware. And boy howdy, they release Hollowware like every 2 days, every 2 seconds. There's a new Hollowware. First up, Hip Hop Mamoswine, which man, he's got like the drip. He's got like a big hoodie on. I need to know who Mamoswine's tailor is, because that is like the largest hoodie maybe ever. You could have like 3 or 4 adult people just like snuggle up into this guy's hoodie. Also like a hat and like a headset. Again, like the largest headset of all time. Does he even have ears? He doesn't even have ears. It's just for looks. Don't be fooled by Mamoswine. He's not actually listening to music. He's fooling you. He's trying to deceive you. He doesn't even have ears to listen to them. But he's got the drip. That's all I gotta say. Next up, Reporter Gengar. Huh? Oh my god. He's okay. He's got glasses on and a camera behind him. That is adorable. I don't know if I necessarily would want Gengar as my reporter, but like, I mean, I guess I don't. I guess I necessarily don't have to judge him. He's not like he's just reporting. I don't know. Next, Space Style Cinderace, which is one that we had a while ago for like Gengar and stuff. These are my live reactions, by the way. I haven't seen most of these, especially Cinderace Space Style. Oh, meh. Well, that's pretty boring. I sort of expected something a little bit more extravagant for Cinderace, but I am kind of glad that we have something else that isn't just like the super expensive Battle Pass one that people spent like $100 on when the game came out. No longer is it just like a flex to have the Captain Style. Now you can have a little jacket on. That's all it is. It's a little like hoodie. It's a little jacket for Cinderace. It's cute. She's also got like a garter around her leg, I guess, like a just like a strap around her leg. I'm not really sure why. Well, I don't know what kind of support that would give on a space station or in space, but to each their own, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, it's cute. It's just like, it's a little less extravagant, but I suppose Cinderace needs them. I didn't realize that this is Cinderace's first like non-premium hollow-wear, so. Sure thing. Ruins style Lucario. No, I'm gonna do punk style Machamp. Oh, is there no art for them yet? Hold on. Machamp punk style doesn't have a picture. Hold on. Punk style Machamp. Oh, okay. There's pictures online, thank God. So he's got a leather jacket on. That's literally like it. But wow, he's cute. He's just got like a big purple and black leather jacket on. Oh, and some some ankle like bracelets that have spikes on them. He doesn't have them on his like giant, his arms, the things that he's known for. He has 2 little ankle bracelets that are spiked. He's got like a little pin, a little lock on it, like hanging from his leather jacket, reminiscent of like Jotaro from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It's the first thing that comes in mind. And granted, I've been like watching JoJo, but I don't know. He's cute. All right, Ruin style Lucario. Oh, okay, I like this one. So he's got the like Egyptian drip. Is what I'll say. He's got like, golden. He's got like a golden thing around his waist that hangs down in between his legs. He's got like golden circlets around his thighs. He's got like all kinds of bracelets and golden things around his arms. His like weird aura sensors that are behind his head, like his dreads. And he's got this green fabric that's sort of like, he's got like a chest piece. He's got so much going on. He's even got like a thing hanging in front of his face shaped like a Pokeball. He's all kind of dripped out with like sort of Egyptian inspired drip is the only word that I can use for it. It looks really cool. I think this is the premium one. If I had to guess, I think it's part of the new Battle Pass because he's sort of in the picture that I found. He's like standing behind like this Egyptian ruins. Because usually the Battle Pass characters have like this like set behind them. So I think that he's like the premium Battle Pass skin. But it looks great. It looks really cute. Well, that wasn't really much of a speed round, but still, new hollow-wear. More to come in the future, I'm sure. Let's move on. Next up, we have some stuff for the TCG. A lot of the TCG stuff is becoming a little bit more relevant nowadays. Maybe it's just because I like talking about it. There is a new TCG coming out called Astral Radiance. Let's take a look. The Pokemon Company International have revealed their new set, the equivalent of the above set. What are you talking about? The set is to be called Astral Radiance and is due for release on May 27th, 2022. This set contains over 180 cards, including 3 Radiant Pokemon, new cards based around shiny Pokemon. Cool. The expansion will also include a special trainer gallery subset of 30 cards with artwork featuring fan favorite trainers and Pokemon. Cool. Is there a card list? There's not a card list. That makes sense. It's not even out yet. I like the I really like the logo. It's like 80s. It looks like that 80s meme that was going around where it's like the 80s like font generator, you know what I mean? Where people were doing like stupid like jokes and stupid like text with the 80s font. It looks just like that. I like it. It looks really cool. It almost looks like it's a reference to it. It even has like the vaporwave sunset in the corner. They knew what they were doing when they were designing this. I see you. Anyway, remember last episode when I talked about the Pokemon Go TCG? Well, it's here. Well, they have sorry, I shouldn't say that. That's just clickbait. The Pokemon Company International have provided details on the Pokemon Go trading card game set. This set is due for release on July 1st as part of special collections, with more products being released as the year continues, and we have images of them. Oh, they're different based on the different teams. We don't know any of the cards yet. But we have different sets based on the teams. 6 booster packs. It comes in like a box based on Instinct, Mystic, and Valor. With like a little tin. It's got like 1 trainer promo, which I imagine is probably the team leader. 6 booster packs in the box, in the set. Interesting. So we don't know any of the cards or anything like that, but we do know now that there are going to be different sets based on the team leaders, which is cool. And also like a little pin. Oh, there's a little pin that goes with it. Oh, that's really cool. There's like a little metal pin that goes with it. Oh, ooh, it's pretty. I'm assuming that's what that is. It looks like one. Oh, I'm hoping it's like a little metal pin. Oh, I'm like really tempted to buy one just for the pin. Like the pin is cool. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll spend a little bit of money and maybe I'll open it on Evocast. I'll open all the card packs on Evocast. I don't know if July 1st. I mean, that's a long ways away. If I remember to. Someone remind me. If you're listening to this episode and it's like close to July and I haven't talked about it in a little while, please tell me. I'll see if I can remember. Genuinely, I think that would be something fun to do on Evocast. I want to do more card openings on Evocast. I'm trying to get into a habit of like whenever I go out somewhere, I look for Pokemon card packs to open, like so I can open them on the podcast. But every time I go somewhere, they're out. I've been going to Target recently, like so many times, and they're always out of Pokemon cards. They're so popular right now, which sucks, but it's fine. I'll try to remember next time I go somewhere, and maybe I'll make it a segment every 2 weeks for a Pokemon card pack. That's not really that bad of an idea. We'll see. Can't promise anything, of course, but I will try. I do really enjoy opening card packs. It's like the most fun thing about the TCG. But when the time comes, I'll probably do an opening of these special box with the pin and whatnot. I'll try to get my hands on one when it comes out. But until then, that's what we know about the Pokemon Go TCG. Merch time. Do you like how I announced that there? It's something I'm workshopping. Trying to be as annoying and boorish as possible. Wake you up. You might be falling asleep 24 minutes into the episode. I wanted to just get you riled up with merch. Listen, if there's anything that you should care about in Pokemon, it's the physical things that you can buy. Forfeit all material possessions to Pikachu. Sorry, not even forfeit all material possessions. Give yourself new material possessions and then forfeit them. So it's, that's where the merch comes in. That's how you do the demonic sacrifice in order to make Sprigatito stay on 4 legs. You see? Do you get it? Okay, anyway. First up, there is a Lucario figure. This is my merch, personally. My official merch. The way that I do merch is I get it from PokeJungle, at PokeJungle on Twitter. Thank you, PokeJungle. First up, Jazzwares has created a 13-inch deluxe collector figure, which includes lighting effects. Sorry, it's like I didn't even read this at first. So there's new Lucario figure with fancy lighting. That's always fun. $55, $54.99, said to be released this fall. Bone emoji. Thank you, PokeJungle. Very cool. So it's not actually out yet. But it is, like the tweet said, going to be available in the fall. So look forward to that. It's very cool. It looks good. I'm interested to see the lighting effects. I realize I don't actually know how big this thing is. I guess 13-inch, that's huge, but like, that's not the majority of the picture of the figure, because there's like a huge aura effect. Actually, that is pretty big. I see now why it's $55. This thing is huge, and also lights up. There is a huge bundle of Piplup related. Hold on, let's get this up. Piplup related merchandise. It's called Baby Blue Eyes. Sorry, it's based on the flower Baby Blue Eyes. I think the merch line is called Baby Blue Eyes. It includes, this is going to be a lot of things. It's only available in Japan, as far as I can tell. Goes on sale in Japan on March 12th. Okay, so it's already out. Got it. So it's already out in Japan. Once again, there are means of actually like getting things shipped from Japan, so don't be perturbed by this. If you really want this stuff, I'm sure that there's some way of getting it shipped from Japan. But there's things like glasses, as in drink glasses, that change color when you fill them with water, like tea things, tea plates, tea cups, tea pots, accessories, and jewelry box. There's like jewelry, little Piplup jewelry. It's all very ornate with like Piplup and blue flowers. There's Swablu on it every so often. Vivian. Oh my god, these are really cute. There's a bag with like Piplup on it, obviously. Pouches. There's so many things. My pop filter maybe not be working very well. I apologize, but I've said Piplup more than I ever will in this podcast. Man, it's also pretty. Look it up if you. I can't really describe it in words, but look it up if you really are interested. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I really like the style. I mean, it's like it's better quality than I think like any Pokemon merch that I've seen so far. It's really nice. And it's featuring such a cute Pokemon. Next up is a spray duck. And yes, that is like exactly what you think it is. It's actually it's a teapot based on the spray duck in I believe Heart Gold Silver or Diamond and Pearl. It's literally a Psyduck teapot that looks like a Psyduck. And it's a teapot. The stuff comes out of his beak. His head comes off. Poor thing. Is super cute. I really like this thing. If you want to get a teapot that is it sort of looks very similar to the spray duck in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, there you go. It goes on sale in Japan in April. Again, Japan, I'm sure you can get things shipped to the US. I don't actually know if that's 100% true, but there might be ways of getting it. I apologize if there's not. but I've seen people talking about getting things shipped from Japan to the US. That's why I talk about so many things from Japan on this podcast, but, whatever. Next is the Pokemon Photogenique. If I'm pronouncing that right, it is probably French. Pokemon Photogenique Easter. Might just be photogenic. It's spelt, it looks like photogenic, but it's spelt fancy like in French, so I'm going to pronounce it like I am French. So this is part of the Easter 2022 collection, which I will be covering in a second here. But specifically, oh my god, there's so many things. There's a bunch of plushies, and I know we haven't gotten to the plushie section yet, but I'm going to talk about these here. Oh my god, they're so cute. They're all dressed up in cute little costumes. Oh my god. Okay, so there's Pikachu dressed up in like a cute little hat with she's blushing. Sorry, is this a woman? There's no tail. I can't tell. There's Mimikyu, who has a little top hat and a monocle and a bow. And he's wearing it like he would fake it, not over his actual eyes, but over his fake eyes, like a true gentleman. There's Azumarill wearing a little sun hat. Baniri wearing a little capelet with like some flowers in her hair. There's Happiny, who's wearing... Oh, they're keychains. I didn't even notice that these are keychains. I think there's larger versions and... Okay, so the Pikachu and the Mimikyu ones have keychain versions, but they also have plush versions. And the rest of these are keychain versions. So they're pretty big. I mean, they're plush, but they're pretty large. Lillieceon wearing a little hoodie, or not really necessarily a hoodie, like a hooded, ribbon around her neck. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. They're all adorable. They even come with little portraits, little charms with pictures of the Pokemon on them that both are keychains and also stands that can sit on your desk. And they're just drawn illustrations of all the Pokemon. And oh my god, they're so cute. This might genuinely be one of the cutest things I've ever seen. I really want the Pikachu one. Is this only in Japan? Hold on. Photogenique. I'm going to spell it like that. Hopefully it'll come up. Yeah, here we go. Oh, please tell me. Oh, it's in Japan. It's only in Japan. Is it? Please don't tell me it's only in Japan. Oh, dang. Pokemon Center 2022 Lillieceon. They're very cute. People really like them. It seems like they're expensive. I don't know. Hold on. Let me look this up. They are on sale now. Yeah, I mean, okay, they're on sale. Oh my god, the Pikachu is only $20. I'm pre-ordering it. Should I buy this right now? Probably, no. I definitely shouldn't. Can I get this shipped to the US? Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay. Shipping is really expensive. Because it's shipping to the US. Well, it's good that I know that I could ship it to the US, but I'm not spending $33 on this, unfortunately, as much as I want to. I don't have that kind of money right now, especially because I'm graduating college in a couple months. No. I'm sorry, photogenic Pikachu. I am not getting you today. That's so sad. At least they're cute. Hold on, there's more to this set. There's charms, there's a picture frame, there's wall stickers. Oh my god, they all have their own little frames. There's accessory case that looks like an egg, like a what are those eggs called? Where they're like super fancy in like old Victorian times. Oh my god. There's charms. There's jewelry, earrings, necklaces, bags, cloth bags, like silken cloth bags, makeup brushes and they're on it. They're on each of the makeup brushes. Oh my god. Stationery? A book? Oh, it's a book-shaped box. Okay. Snacks that come in a book-shaped box. Oh my god. It's unknown whether the plushies will come to the US Canadian Pokemon Center. Yeah, they're selling them, but they're already gone. So they are being sold to the US. These ones in particular. Some of them are already gone. Oh my god, they're so cute. I'm gonna die. They're so adorable. These are like genuinely some of the best design merch I've ever seen. I take it back. The Piplup has been dethroned. This is amazing. These are super cute. I've talked about these for way too long. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, they're so cute. Look up the photogenique, or just look up like the Easter 2022, or you can go on PokeJungle to look these up. Imagine the word photogenic but in French. That's how you look them up. Oh, this set is adorable. Sorry, I'm not gonna dwell on this for too much longer. I just can't get over how good these are. Well, there you go. And we're immediately gonna go into it again with the 2022 plushies. Sorry, I guess I should reiterate. This is Plentiful Plushies, where we talk about plushies. Wait, no, I misread. They're on. Oh my god, they're on the Canadian. Sorry, they're on the Canadian. That's what I just said. They're on the Pokemon Center. There was a new post a couple days later, and they're on the Pokemon Center. They're a little overpriced. They're priced up, which makes sense. But the plushes came to the Pokemon Center. They're sold out right now. Oh no, they're not priced up. I was just looking at the wrong thing. They're there. They're here. I could buy the Pikachu plush for $20, but it's sold out. Also, the Pokemon Center is giving me it's giving me an error that they're doing maintenance right now. So obviously they don't want me to buy it. But well, okay. Can I put this on like alerts or something so I can get notified when it gets back in? Get email updates? Yes, actually, I'm going to do that. Okay, anyway. So they're here. They're on the US and Canadian Pokemon Center. And I assume the UK one as well? Question mark. So yeah, there you go. Oh, well, that's exciting. I'm gonna keep a lookout for those. Maybe I'll order one like next episode or something. Next episode is gonna be out a little earlier probably, because I still have to catch up for lost time. But oh man, I'm very glad that those are available. They're still technically in Plentiful Plushies because we are talking about plushies. They're plushies. The plushies are available, not anything else, unfortunately. Just the plushies right now and the keychains. But hopefully the other stuff gets added because they're very, very, very cute. All right, next up for Plentiful Plushies is the Dratini GameStop exclusive. To GameStop exclusive Dratini Dratini plushie, which can be pre-ordered using PokeJungle's affiliate link. Well, good for them. There's a little bit of self-promotion. There's a little bit of promotion for PokeJungle. If you go to their Twitter page, scroll down to about March 2nd, 2022, you can pre-order the Dratini plushie, the GameStop one, for $14.99 with shipping and probably tax. But still, isn't that worth it? I think so. You can get your hands on GameStop Dratini. He's so adorable. Who is this southern man that I've been possessed with who really likes Dratini? I don't know. Anyway, last one more Plentiful plushie. Not too plentiful this time around, but it's okay. They're not necessarily plentiful plushies this time around, but they're very high quality. Quality over quantity. Is there a word for like really good quality? Premium? Premium plushies? Premium plushies. There you go. Last but certainly not least is another Japan exclusive. You're welcome. There's a giant Pikachu plush. Oh my god. Oh, I see. I'm reading this for the first time. Getting sort of a live reaction this time around. There in 2018 there was a giant Pikachu cushion. I might have actually talked about this on Evocast. I don't know. It's back. It's in stock again. You can buy it over on mechajapan.com for $100. Sorry, $100.50. I suppose it's probably because of like conversion rate. Wow. $100.50. If it was just $100, that would be fine. But $100.50, that's outrageous. It's a giant Pikachu cushion. Like, this thing is larger than a toddler. Like, there's a girl holding it in her hands, and it goes down from like her knees to her neck. It's so big. This thing is larger than a toddler. It's a little bit smaller, I would say, than like a large dog, but it's coming close. If you want a large dog-sized Pikachu in your home, it's back. The one from 2018 is back. Again, you can go to mechajapan.com, and buy this. It's sort of a like a promotion from Pokejungle. I think they're sort of sponsoring each other. MechaJP at MechaJP. That's Mecha with 2 C's. You can buy things from Japan from their website, MechaJapan with 2 C's hyphen mecha-japan.com. Not sponsored, just promoting for Pokemon fans all across the world to buy things from that are Japan exclusive. I know I talk a lot of things. I talk about a lot of plushies or a lot of things in general that are Japan exclusive. So there you go. If you want to have a large dog-sized Pikachu in your home, go to mechajapan.com and you can get one. Not sponsored. Last but finally not least, before we get into some of the more the things you're used to, there's some promo codes today. One of them is not actually a promo code. One of them is just you can go to GameStop. Let's look this up. Hold on. If you go to GameStop, or if you're in the UK, Game in all caps, which I'm assuming is a store. In Belgium and the Netherlands, it's from Game Mania, and in France, it's in Micromania, or just GameStop if you're in, or Germany and Italy as well as the US. You can get Hisuian Growlithe distribution, which is you can just catch those like really easily. And 20 Feather Balls. Not really that great of a distribution, if I'm being honest. I mean, if it was shiny, maybe that would be a little bit more interesting, but like that's not. It's just a Growlithe. Anyway, but there is actually a promo code for you today. It says it's thanks for your help. THX, the letter 4, the number 4, your, which I think is a 0 in your. So it's THX 4 Y0 UR help, in all caps. It's available until March 31st. So, if you're listening to this, before March 31st, there you go. You get 5 Grit Pebbles, 5 Rare Candy, and 5 Star Pieces. Now, it's not time to talk about Legends Arceus. Instead, it's time to talk about everyone's favorite segment, where we talk about a random Pokemon every single episode. I promise we'll be getting there soon. But first, we have to talk about Pokemon number 698. I'll give you a second to guess this. I would be surprised if anyone knew this one. It's pretty close to 700, so like maybe someone knows it. The 2 people on Earth with like an encyclopedic knowledge of every Pokemon Pokedex number. I know a couple of them, mostly because I like them. Like I know Glaceons, I know like some of the big ones, like number 69, 666, 100, things like that. But today's Pokemon, number 698, is Amora. Amora is a dual-type rock-ice fossil Pokemon introduced in Generation 6. It is resurrected from a sail fossil and evolves into Aurorus when leveled up at night, starting at level 39. I didn't actually know it was at night. I don't think I've ever evolved one of these things. Is Tyrantrum during the day, or is that just like a special thing that happens? It is the day. I did not know that. That is a weird little gimmick that they have. Amora has abilities Refrigerate and Snow Warning as its hidden ability. It is an 87.5% male ratio, 87.5% male, 12.5% female ratio. It is 4'3" or 1.3 meters and 55.6 pounds or 25.2 kilograms. That is a big, whatever you are, dinosaur. That's a big, it's a little bit of an oxymoron to say that it's a big dinosaur. It's like the opposite of an oxymoron. It's like you would expect it to be big because it's a dinosaur, but like it's bigger than you think it would be because it's small. I don't know what I'm saying. It's tiny, but like it's still bigger than I thought it would be. Anyway, what do we got going on? Let's start off with the Pokedex entry. This ancient Pokemon was restored from part of its body that had been frozen in ice for over 100 million years. This calm Pokemon lived in a cold land where there were no violent predators like Tyrantrum. I do appreciate that the fossil Pokemon of Gen 6 were dinosaurs. I think that's cool. I think that makes sense. I really fossil Pokemon are so cool. Because we have, the Gen 1 fossils, which are, ancient, bugs, I suppose. We have the Gen 3 fossils, which are ancient plants, and, Armaldo is kind of a bug, I guess. Gen 5, more traditional animals, turtles, bird, and then we have dinosaurs in Gen 6. I like that. Oh, and Gen 4. I guess Gen 4 are kind of dinosaurs. But when I think of dinosaurs, I think of Aurorus and Tyrantrum. So I like that Gen 6 went a little bit more with, traditional dinosaurs. I think they're cool. We literally have a T-Rex and, a whatever this is called, a Brontosaurus. I don't know if that's actually true. Hold on, I can just look at the page that I'm on. It's based on the Amargasaurus, which are speculated to have skin cell extensions on their vertebral spines. According to designer Hitoshi Ariga, the decision was made to design a sauropod Pokemon to pair with Tyrantrum's evolutionary line, and Amargasaurus were chosen as a base design to differentiate it from other long-necked dinosaur Pokemon like Lapras, Meganium, or Dino. Amora also shares its traits with various other species like Diplodocus. Diplodocus. What is this? We're learning dinosaur facts today on Extreme Evocast. Diplodocus is a superfamily of sauropod dinosaurs. Are sauropods like Brontosaurus? Yes. That is exactly what they are. Which included some of the longest animals of all time. This is such a funny sentence. Some of the longest animals of all time, including slender giants like Supersaurus. Sorry, I almost said Pokemon. Is that dinosaur called Supersaurus? Okay, and I'm gonna fall into a rabbit hole if I don't stop this right here and then. The color-changing scales on its head are often based on Auroras. Obviously, it's ice type. It's Aurora. It's literally, is it the Aurora Pokemon? It's the Tundra Pokemon. Why? Why isn't it the Aurora Pokemon? Aurorus is also the Tundra Pokemon. Its name is Aurorus. Anyway. Pokedex entries. What else we got? What else we got about Amora? It lived in cold areas in ancient times. It's said when Amora whinnies, Auroras appear in the night sky. Sorry, whinny? Is that the sound that dinosaurs make? Horse sounds? What is a whinny? Is that just like a general sound for like animals? A gentle, high-pitched neigh. Yeah, of a horse. Are you telling me this thing whinnies like a horse? We're just gonna go past that. Amora was restored successfully, but it is not expected to live long because of the heat of the current environment. That is sad. This is making me sad, both in the fact that they will die and also because they whinny like a horse. I just closed the tab. It's a sign that I should just stop right here and then. Anyway, I like Amora. I really like Amora and Auroras. They're some of my favorite, mostly because I'm a little bit biased because I really like Ice type. But they're the first Ice type fossil Pokemon. I like all the fossil Pokemon. I think they're cool. I am a little bit more privy to Tyrantrum just because I think it's sick. But Auroras and Amora are fine. I think their designs are solid. I think that they're well fitted for what they are. Is there any trivia about this Pokemon? Amora has some similarities with Tyrant. Both are Rock-type Pokemon introduced in Generation 6 with a base stat total of 362 and evolved starting at level 39. That makes sense. They're parallels. They're literally two fossil Pokemon. Most of the fossil Pokemon tend to be parallels to each other. I'm not surprised by that at all. Okay. Let's get through this quickly. Shiny Amora. Oh, what? Whoa. Okay, hold on. I'm going to need some context here. What does Shiny Auroras look like? It's kind of the same. Okay. So, I'm going to use the same context here for you as it just helped out for me. So, imagine Auroras, okay? It's blue. It's a dinosaur, first of all. It's got the yellow sails. The sails don't change color. But it does have this white belly that goes down it goes down its neck and goes to its belly. And in the shiny form, these colors are swapped. The white belly becomes the whole body, and the belly becomes the blue, which is really cool. But we're not here to talk about Auroras, we're here to talk about Amora. And Amora, similarly, just takes the white of the belly and makes it the whole color, but it doesn't have a belly to make blue. Okay, it does. I changed my mind. It does have a belly. It does have a white belly, but it's hard to see in the original thing. So essentially what it looks like is that the entire thing just becomes a bright white, which, when it comes to being like a tundra Pokemon, it makes a lot of sense that it would survive, and that shiny Pokemon. I'm surprised that the original form isn't the shiny form. It's really cool. It works really well. There's not many times where a shiny Pokemon is just this like bright white. It's really, really jarring to me. And its eyes are green too, which is cute. I like that its eyes become like a seafoam green. I really like this one a lot, genuinely. I'm going to give this like an 8 out of 10. I think this deserves an 8. You know what? I think this deserves a 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for my shiny rating for Amora. I think it's sick. I think it's really cool. We don't get to see many shinies that are just like a bright, stark white. The only other one I can think of is like mega shiny Gengar. So kudos. I like this one a lot. It looks really cool. All right. It's time. Legends Arceus. I'm opening the game so I can show you my team, which is I think what I'm just going to talk about first, by the way, my experience with the game. Again, so this is going to be, I'm going to turn my Switch down. This is going to be a review, partially. Remember, I'm not a critic. I don't usually review games. I don't actually really talk about games very much. Like, I don't actually review games like a traditional critic. I just talk about games, is what I meant to say. So do not expect this to be a very coherent thing. I simply just want to talk about Legends Arceus because I think it's a fantastic game and I had a really, really good time with it. First of all, my team. Throughout the entirety of the game until I beat the game. By the way, spoilers for Legends Arceus. My team was originally I was going to use my starter, which was Oshawott. I chose Oshawott. I was originally going to use Samurott until I found my first shiny, which was a random shiny, just like in the game. I found it in the Cobalt Coastlands, and it was a Floatzel. And she is the very first member of my team right now. The highest level Pokemon that I own, her name is Melbourne. I also used, so I already sorted them into my living dex. I did do a living dex, by the way, and I completed it successfully. I have every Pokemon there in the living dex completely. I'm gonna go through the living dex and see if I can find my team members. I had a Hisuian Lilligant named Orchie. Orchie. Supposed to be based on Orchard, so I guess it's Orchie. I had a Porygon Z named Abora. I had... Oh boy, this is going to be hard to find all my team members. I apologize. I had a shiny Skuntank named Gladys, which was the next shiny that I caught. Fun fact, I caught Gladys, my shiny Skuntank, and then I managed to catch 2 more completely randomly. I have 3 shiny Skuntanks, and I don't know why. I also used a Alpha Blissey on my team named Steph with an E at the end of it. And then, last but not least, I used a Yanmega named Platy. Obviously, the team compositions in this game, it really was not that important. Then again, so again, immediately, spoilers for the end of the game. I was extremely overpowered when I got to both the final fight with Dialga Palkia and also the Volo fight at in the post game. So it was a pretty easy battle for me, both of them. I mean, every battle in this game was not very hard. And the reason behind that is because I grinded a lot for Pokemon in the beginning. I tried to complete as much of the Pokedex as I could starting out. Every time I went into a new area, I got new Pokemon. I got every new Pokemon. I tried to get them to research level 10. I tried to do as much as I could before moving on, just because that was how I enjoyed the game. I liked the grind aspect of it. I liked, getting to a new area, exploring as much as I could, catching every Pokemon that I could, evolving every Pokemon that I could, and then continuing with the story when there was literally nothing else I could have done. And so because of that, all my Pokemon were insanely overpowered, and I'm okay with that. Let this be sort of a prelude to the way that I see this game in terms of as an actual Pokemon game, but the fun of it certainly wasn't the Pokemon battling, necessarily. I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't the reason why this game was so good, if that makes any sense. It was the reason why it was so good, spoiler alert, is the new things that they added to the game, and also the setting and the story and the characters. But the battling certainly was not the top priority. I didn't ever find myself, necessarily having to do very much work in battles or to prepare for battles, mostly because I was overpowered, but also I just genuinely don't think that was the part of the game that was supposed to be hard or, important at all, genuinely. I think that if they managed to make this game without Pokemon battling, I don't think it would have taken that much of a turn. I mean, obviously that would have been ridiculous. How were they going to make a Pokemon game with no battling? But I genuinely do not think that it would have made that much of a difference if they didn't. Other than like people just, it just being such a fundamental part of the series that people would riot if they didn't add it. But if this was a new game that just came out, no one knew what Pokemon was beforehand, just the collection aspect would have been enough, I think. I mean, like, obviously there are some holes in that. I genuinely don't think it would have been as well received, but I don't think that the battling in this game is necessarily the most important part. And with that, let's move on. Let's talk about the things that make this game so good. I have a little bit of an outline here. I purposefully didn't necessarily do too much forethought. I sort of just want things to come out naturally. So if it's a little bit all over the place, I apologize. This episode has been a long time coming, and this discussion has been a long time coming. It's been a good while since I've even started playing Legends Arceus. I gave a first look. I gave a first review. If you want to listen to that episode before we continue on, I don't blame you. 2 episodes ago, I did a first impressions of the game. I think, hold on, was that 2 episodes ago? Has it really not been that long? Has it really been 4 weeks? Yeah. It was, Legends Arceus first impressions on February 9th. So it's been a month and a half, or a month and a couple days, month and a week. Since I gave my first impressions on the game. And my first impressions of the game really haven't changed. I think that this game, first of all, I just want to say, I think this game is one of the best Pokemon games of all time. Obviously, it is different from the rest of the main series, so I don't think that it's comparable. But I think that it is one of the best games of all time in the Pokemon franchise, including spin-offs and whatnot. I think that it is one of the most prominent and strong games. It's just in general. And I believe that truly. I think that the direction that they are going in with Legends Arceus is beautiful. I'm so excited to see it. I hope that these themes continue in Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Violet, and I hope to God that we get more Legends games in the future. I would love to see Legends like Eternatus, getting a glimpse into the past of other regions. I think that the fact that they did it with Sinnoh made so much sense. Sinnoh, I would argue, has the most lore to it, maybe other than Johto and Sword and Shield, but I think that Sinnoh is probably the most iconic region when it comes to lore. I do believe that. And I think that the fact that they made the Legends games based on Sinnoh makes perfect sense. The first one, I mean. And I just hope that we get more Pokemon Legends games in the future. I hope that we get a glimpse into the history of other regions. I absolutely adore the style of this game. I love the old Japanese-inspired aesthetic to the games. It's beautiful. It really, really improves the game. I guess the review has already started. I'm sort of just going off on my own thing without following my notes. But first of all, I guess the first point that I'll make is that the aesthetic of this game is gorgeous. In the music, the characters, the setting, the world. It's really, really well done, and it really, really helps sell the aesthetic of this game. The old traditional Japanese architecture, the music, just the fact that you are in this old history-laden world is very, very, very prominent. They did a fantastic job. They did a fantastic job at selling that point. The technology and the architecture is just modern enough where it feels like they're on the verge of a breakthrough. And it really does feel like the Sinnoh region, but it still feels old enough where I get it. I understand that this is 300, 400 years in the past. And it's really, really well done. I think that the setting itself is one of the biggest contenders of the game's success. I think that the style is really, really good, and it really helps move the story and the gameplay along. There's nothing really hindering the setting with the gameplay. Speaking of that, the gameplay. Obviously, this game is open world. This game is, there's new mechanics. You can throw balls outside of battle. You can sneak around. There are different balls that you can use to catch, like wing balls and feather balls. They go further. Heavy balls, they don't go further, but they catch better, I think. Man, like, I love what they did with the catching mechanics. It feels so good to, like, just run around. So many different ways of catching Pokemon. You can be aggressive, you can stealth, you can give them food, you can distract them, you can just brute force it and just like you can fight them. Of course, you can throw a Pokeball at a Pokemon and battle them and catch them that way. There is a little bit of an issue, I would say, with just like in general, with, first of all, certain Pokemon being super hyper aggressive. I think that it gets a little bit annoying sometimes, like trying to sneak around and just having literally every single Pokemon on the planet be aggressive towards you, especially during like mass outbreaks and whatnot. I think that like sometimes even Pokemon that like have never exhibited being aggressive to you will just like randomly become aggressive if you stick around them for too long, which I really don't like. I obviously it takes a little bit of the challenge away, but I kind of wish that there were more Pokemon that just sort of did nothing and just like chilled when you were near them, or at least ran away. The running away is manageable, but really, my only complaint with the catching mechanics is that too many Pokemon were like hyper aggressive. Too many Pokemon would just randomly fight you for no reason if you got too close to them, or like I understand that stealthing is a very important aspect of this game, but like sometimes you would stealth up to a Pokemon and it would just attack you anyway. It certainly was not easy to sort of stealth around in this game, which I suppose ups the challenge. But it ups the challenge in a way that is a little bit annoying, and not in a fun way, but a little bit more of a frustrating way for the player. But overall, the open world mechanics, the fact that you can catch Pokemon outside of battle, crouching, throwing food, battling them normally. The Pokeball physics are fantastic. I love the different inclusion of different physics in Pokeballs. Like, the material gathering is really well done. The item collection system, it feels so satisfying to just, like, walk around, throwing Pokemon at trees and rocks and having them break, and just, like, go, at the end, seeing how much stuff you collected. Just walking around collecting everything that you possibly can. There's a really, really big collection aspect in this game, obviously, and I think that it is done very well. It's still, to this day, satisfying to just walk around and break stuff, and break trees, and collect grass on the ground, It just feels like it's all useful at some point. I've never had a feeling where, like, I've walked up to, like, I collected something, or, like, a Pokemon dropped something, and I'm like, I literally don't need that. Everything is useful. The item crafting and stuff, I like having to craft your own things, but boy, am I glad that you can also just buy most of this stuff in this game. I think that collecting money is pretty easy. Because I'm the kind of person where in a Pokemon game, for example, when I'm playing Legends Arceus, I have to have 200 of every Pokeball at a time. I have to have 200 Great Balls, 200 Pokeballs, 200 Ultra Balls, 200 Heavy Balls, 200 whatever the next one is up. And I do that mostly through purchasing because it's cheaper. But I just like having a good even number and a good abundance of materials, specifically Pokeballs. That's obviously, do I need that many? No. But I am, that's just the way that I work. And I'm glad that the game allows me to do that. You can get money pretty easily in this game, just by going out and doing research on things, selling things, things like that. It's pretty easy. It's pretty fun. Yeah, the collection system, getting materials is satisfying always. It's easy to get some materials. The curve is high. It's certainly not easy to get like a bunch of stuff at once, but if you know where to look and how to get the money for it, anything is possible. I like that it's a little bit more on the difficult side to just going around getting items specifically for what you need to do. Because there's a lot of things like sticky globs for stunning enemies, Pokemon, or, feeding Pokemon the right food. You maybe not have some. You can go get some. You need to know where they are, but it's not impossible. It's pretty easy to rack up a lot of useful things that will always come in handy for like whatever you're trying to do. There's only a couple items in the game that I would say are pretty useless, like some of the more obscure crafting recipes for like some of the food that you don't really need. Maybe I just didn't use them all that much, but, a lot of the things in this game it's really satisfying to just, like, rack up a bunch of items, Even if you don't use them, just seeing, like, the big numbers go up in your inventory is really fun, and it will never get old. All right, so, the battles. I'm going to talk about the battles right now. Again, I never really finished this thought earlier. I apologize if this is just all over the place. I just want to talk about the game. I have a general idea of what I want to talk about. I have some notes here, but I'm just going to be spewing information. If you want a more concrete review of Legends Arceus, there are most definitely plenty on the internet. This podcast is simply just me talking about Pokemon. Simple as that. It will never be more than just that, I think. So this is just me sitting in front of my computer talking about what I think about the game, because that is what I enjoy doing. And you know what else I enjoy doing? Battling in Pokemon Legends Arceus. So the battle system is it's okay. It's new, which is the best thing I have to say about it. It sounded like I was hesitant there. I didn't really know how to explain it, but I do like the new battle system. It's completely different, by the way. It's like moves do different things now. Like stat ups are different. They only go up and down one stage, and it's like more so. It's like, for example, if you use Sword Stance, your offensive moves, your offensive stats go up by one stage, and they can never go up more than one stage. So it's like things exist essentially at 0, 1, or -1. With when it comes to boosting yourself, and there's offensive and defensive. So you can boost your defensive stats by negative. You can boost your defensive stats by 1. You can decrease your offensive stats by 1 stage, and that's it. That's all you can do. They could be neutral, they could be up, or they could be down. And it's interesting. It's sort of it's never really necessarily come into play. Because like when it comes to AI and Pokemon, you don't necessarily see very many AIs like buffing themselves to an insane amount. Anyway, so it's not really a prevalent thing in the first place. But I imagine it would have a little bit more value if this was like, if there were rule sets for Legends Arceus, which there might be. Like, competitively. I don't think you can battle other people, but I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon Showdown already has, like, a battle system in place for battling each other. Battling people with the Legends Arceus format, which is interesting. I don't know. It's a really weird battle system because moves are changed, too. Like I said, for example, Stealth Rock is no longer a hazard. It just sort of deals damage to things when they come out. Or it deals damage to things over time is what I meant to say. things like double hit don't hit twice, but instead, like, oh, there's so many new mechanics. It's like there's one, like double hit, for example, I think like puts your Pokemon into a hard hitting stance, which means like the next move is more powerful or something like that. I don't actually know if that's true. Pokemon can like become set on using a move where like if you use the same move multiple times in a row, like rollout doesn't lock you into itself anymore. It just makes it so you deal more damage if you use it multiple times in a row. It's really weird. I don't really understand how everything works, but it's cool. I like the new direction they're going with it. I don't think that they're going to do this for Scarlet and Violet. In fact, I would be surprised if they did that for Scarlet and Violet, because it's like, you know, a completely new formula that I don't think warrants that. It's not warranted from a mainline Pokemon game. It's not like they're improving it. They're removing features and trying new ones, and I don't think that they're going to do that for, Scarlet and Violet. But the new battle system is fun. It's interesting to play around with. It's fun to essentially have something new from Pokemon in its main concept, which is why I like the catching mechanic so much, and which is why I think a lot of people like the catching mechanic so much. The battle mechanic is the light version of the new refreshing content in Legends Arceus, which is the fact that like the formula that everyone really likes so much is improved in a way that literally everyone likes. And the battle system I wouldn't necessarily say is improved by the changes, more so just sort of fits the fast-paced nature of the game. With the strong style moves and the agile style moves, you can have a little bit more variety in how you do things, but I don't think that it is like insanely changed by everything. I don't think things are improved by the battle system. It just sort of makes sense that things would be a little different. It's almost simpler. The speed system is simpler too. It's it's more complicated, but it's also more simpler. It's like more simple. It's like speed, turn order is determined by speed, but it isn't set by speed. You can change the turn order by using moves that make you go first, or moves that make you go first instead just like make you go further up in the turn order, and like, you know, agile moves make you go further up, strong style moves make you go further down, moves like hyper beam make you go lower in the turn order. It's sort of, again, it keeps things a little bit more fast paced, which I think is what they were going for with the new battle mechanic. But I like it. I think it's refreshing. I think that it's interesting enough to change the way that you battle in Legends Arceus. But again, I don't think that battling is prevalent enough in the story to warrant it being super impactful. Oh, okay. I'm gonna talk about the mounts now. The mounts in Legends Arceus. Oh boy. So first of all, getting Weirdeer starting out was a treat. Oh my god. There's nothing better than just crawling around at the speed that you do and then hopping on Weirdeer and just going across the land at the speed of light. It changes the way you play the game. And it's good. The thing that I like about the mounts is that they give you Weirdeer starting out, so it doesn't feel like you're hindered. You know, Weirdeer is universal. You can go anywhere with Weirdeer. You can technically climb with Weirdeer. Obviously there's some things that you can do that you can't do until you get Sneasler or Braviary, but like Weirdeer opens up pretty much everything to you. And then over time, with the exception of Ursaluna, I'll talk about Ursaluna in a second. Over time, your ease of access is opened up. Basque Legion lets you go across the water. It's great. It lets you travel to different areas that you couldn't before. But it doesn't necessarily change the way that you move around. Sneasler, again, like Basque Legion, lets you climb. It doesn't necessarily change the way that you get around, but it gives you access to some things that were priorly unavailable. But Braviary, the last one, they slap you on Braviary, and the world is your oyster. You do not need any other mount in this game if you have Braviary. You can just fly around, you can do whatever you want, you can dive, you can glide, you can hover. It's really, really nice. And I like the balance they do. You know, they give you some fun. They slowly introduce you to more mechanics like like swim, like riding on water, like climbing, and then Braviary just opens up the entire game. And it's great. I love flying on Braviary. Flying on Braviary is like one of the most fun things in this game, I would say. It's addicting. Even if I have to go like 30 feet to the left, I'll hop on Braviary and fly there. I don't care. It's fun. Maybe I use him a little bit too much, but like, man, I don't really have anything else to say. Sneasler and Basculegion are simply just ways of getting around to areas that you couldn't before, but Braviary is everything. And I love that they wait to give you it until the very end. It makes sense they would do that. But man, it's so nice, especially for just like exploring entire areas that you visited before. You know, you can just go everywhere now. You can go really fast. You can go above things, under things. You can just do whatever you want in Braviary, and it's really, really fun. Ursaluna is fine. I didn't use Ursaluna very much. He doesn't bring any movement to the table. He just lets you find stuff in the ground, which is why I didn't really consider him as like a mount. He's more of a tool. He's just a dowsing rod, or like a dowsing machine. It's as simple as that. He doesn't really do anything else. You can't go anywhere new with Ursaluna. And I do like that they sort of staggered it a little bit, lets you play on Weirdeer for a little bit longer than the rest of them, just because Ursaluna doesn't actually give you any more movement access. It just it acts as a tool, while Weirdeer is sort of, your entire movement up until this point. It's well balanced gameplay wise, I would say. I don't really have too much to say about the NPCs and their requests, which is the next area, the next sort of plot point I have. Obviously, again, I'm not going to be able to get to everything. There's so many NPCs in this game that do wildly different things. There's different shops. There's different systems you can do. There's the bag. The baggin, the guy that lets you get more bag space. There's the mileage points. There's the general store, there's the battle training area. It's like, I'm not necessarily going to talk about these things. They're not really important to the greater scale of things. I mean, like, they all act as quality of life, mastering moves, buying items. Like, even Ginter's shop is just like glorified, like a gacha thing. You just like, sometimes you get what you want, sometimes you don't. They're all quality of life. So I'm not going to talk about them very much. Same with the requests. There's a couple of them that are important to the overarching story, or like just generally like the gameplay. The Spiritomb one, where you collect the wisps. It was fun. It was just a better version of the Diglett. The Diglett hunting thing in the Isle of Armor. I liked it. It was fun. I tried to go around getting as many wisps as I could without actually using a guide, and then I gave up and I used a guide. There was the Shiny Ponyta one. Nice. I love to see shiny Pokemon actually getting recognition from characters in the game. And that's it. There was the legendary ones for Shaman, Manaphy, Darkrai. Those are fine. It was just a glorified go catch these Pokemon. They were a little bit on the boring side, I would say. A little bit on the lacking side. And that's sort of, I think, how I feel about the requests in general. They were variable. There was a lot of different ones, but they were all kind of boring. I don't necessarily know how they would have gone about making them a little bit less boring, but I mean, like, they weren't tedious. Doing all, like, 105 of them, if that's how many there are, I don't remember, was not boring or tedious. It was just Like, I did it, and then I was done. And I'm like, okay, cool. Some of them were a little annoying. Some of them took a while, like the Combi one, the Breezel one, come to mind. If you know, you know. But they weren't anything special. They were fine. They helped to extend the replayability of the game quite a bit. Already way more than it is. Way more than the game already has for you, replayability wise, and I like that. I like that it was a little bit something different to help you break the monotony of the game. I sort of kept all my requests for like just whenever I felt like it. After I went out and did like a huge expedition and caught a bunch of Pokemon, I'd do a couple of requests, and then I would go back to doing the story or whatever, and I like how they opened up as you go along. It was nice, they felt like they were part of the core game. They didn't just feel like things that you didn't have to do. They really felt like part of the game. Like I really 100% of the game once I finished them. You know what I mean? And I think that's fun. I think that they're not necessary to do. I think they were variable, but they were just a little bit uninteresting most of the time. But I enjoyed them, if that makes any sense. All right, story. I have a couple things to say about the story. I am one of those people who does not play Pokemon for the story. I think that the stories of Pokemon games listen, you know me. You know that I am a beacon of positivity when it comes to Pokemon content and Pokemon in general. I don't think that the Pokemon stories are very good. Most of them. I would almost say all of them, except for maybe Black and White and Sun and Moon was good enough. But the rest of them are on the lackluster side. Listen, I love me Pokemon characters. I love the trainers. The trainers and the story of Pokemon have always been the side of the game that I don't necessarily look for when I'm playing. I like the gameplay. I like the RPG sense. I love the Pokemon designs. I love the settings. It's just icing on the cake for me. I understand if you don't feel the same way. But Legends Arceus was, unfortunately, just the same as always. The story was nothing special. I was not expecting the game to be an isekai. I don't think anyone was expecting the game to be an isekai, and I like that it was an isekai. I think that it was something new. It reminded me of Mystery Dungeon a lot. Also, I do want to say, real quick, the story and character argument that I just made does not apply to spin-offs. I think that the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon stories and characters are beautiful and wonderful. Some of the best writing, I think, ever, maybe, for games. I might be a little bit nostalgic looking through things with rose-tinted glasses, but I think that the Mystery Dungeon stories and characters are absolutely gorgeous, but that's for another time. I think that the main series games are the games that need the most work when it comes to story. And again, like I said, Legends Arceus, it was okay. The isekai aspect was fun. It was new. I was not expecting it. I like how it played out. I like that the game's story and general vibes were darker than usual. Silene told you most of the time that you could die out there. She even ordered you to not die. And that is something that you do not see in a Pokemon game very often, is the word death or die. And it surprised me. I liked it. I liked that it was a little bit more mature. It felt weird, but I liked that it was a little bit more mature. And the plot of you sort of saving the nobles from the sort of space-time whatever was fun. It was interesting. I think that my favorite part of the story was the interpretations from the NPCs, specifically the Diamond and Pearl clans were my favorite part of the game, story and character-wise. I loved Irida. I loved Adaman. I loved all of the Diamond and Pearl clan members. Ingo, my beloved. Such a sad story. Such a sad character. Melly, my beloved. Polina, my beloved. I can't remember the name of the guy who's like terrified of ghost type Pokemon, who gets you the Basculegion food, but that character, my beloved. And I really, really like the interpretations of the story. I like that they are unsure of what the gods of Sinnoh are. Sorry, the almighty Sinnoh, you know? I like that they're arguing over what they think that the gods are doing. That's such an interesting story point. I love that I love when people don't agree on religion. It's so interesting. Jokes aside, no, but like, I think that the Diamond and the Pearl Clan was the most interesting part of the story. I think that the story point of the nobles being enraged by Arceus was a little bit on the boring side. It was not that it was bad, but I found myself more interested in the Diamond and Pearl Clan than I was with like the main plot, which thank God, I thank Arceus, because the Diamond and Pearl Clan members, specifically Arita and Adaman, were very prevalent throughout the game. Not much more prevalent than I was expecting them to be. But you know, the final, I like that you went along on this journey with them, and they sort of found out their own purposes. You know, they found out what they were believing in was wrong, or that they were both right, or, you know, I liked seeing them go through the journey more than I enjoyed seeing my character go through the journey of being in an isekai. Not that I think that the story is bad. I liked the fact that you get exiled at the end. I like the stuff with the Cynthia lady that I literally cannot remember her name. I'm so sorry. She was cool. Volo was cool, obviously, in the post-game. I love that Volo was sort of an evil the whole time, and that he took control of Giratina. That was awesome. That was so cool. One of my favorite parts, though, something that like genuinely made me emotional, oh my god, just like the general atmosphere of the Arceus fight at the very end of the main story. Oh my god, so cool. It genuinely made me emotional when I was doing it for the first time, because I was like, man, Pokemon has come such a long way. And like the fact that we can just literally fight Arceus is something that I was never expecting from a Pokemon game. And it just, I don't know, it made me realize the gravity of the situation and how much Legends Arceus deviates from the original formula, and just how fantastic this game is in presentation and gameplay. Like, you know, the Dialga Palkia origin form stuff was cool, big picture lore wise, but in the moment it was fine. You know, it's not the most interesting thing in the world. I'm being harsh on this game because I love it dearly. I'm being harsh on this game because I love the direction that Pokemon is taking with this game, and I want to see more. And I'm being harsh in hopes that it does something, you know, in hopes that it sort of inspires you to look at it a little bit more critically, if you haven't already. Not that I think that this game is bad, by any means. I think that the story was fine. I think that it did its job. Obviously, do I wish that there was a little bit more of an interesting story? A little bit more of an involved story? Yes. Do I think that the story was bad? No. Not necessarily. Overall, it was fine. It had some weak points, but the Diamond Pearl Clan stuff really, really helped me get into it. The Arceus thing at the end really made the conclusion worth it. It really made all that work leading up to it worth it. The Arceus fight was one of the coolest things I've ever seen in any Pokemon game, and just like the general lore and possibilities that it opens up is more exciting to me than anything else, I think. Okay, I have one more section for you. I've already sort of given my general thoughts on the game, but I want to talk about a couple more things. The Pokedex. Obviously, the Pokedex is different in this game. You collect Pokemon, and you have to get them to research level 10 before they count as a Pokedex entry, which means catching a bunch of them, doing different tasks in order to get them to level up, seeing them use moves, etc. this was such a cool feature, and it really, really complemented going around catching Pokemon, just throwing as many balls as you possibly could at Pokemon. It really, really, really helped. It was great. I hope that we see more of this format in the future. Obviously, maybe not to the same level as this. I don't think that the catching that many Pokemon would be supported very well in a main series games, unless Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet does the same overworld catching system. Then I think it would be fine. I think that it would be fun. I think it would improve the game tenfold if they added the Pokedex method into this game. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't, but I hope that they do. It was really, really refreshing. It made catching Pokemon fun, as opposed to tedious, which is sort of the entire thing in this game. But man, did I enjoy that. I still enjoy it to this day. I haven't gotten every Pokemon to research level 10, but I plan on it. I want to, because of how fun it is. I'm going to talk a second about shiny hunting, because I have gotten quite a lot of shinies over the course of my gameplay, like 20. And I have friends who have gotten way more. Oh my god, so many shinies. This game is chock full of them. It's the kind of thing where during a main series playthrough, 99% of people never see a shiny. You just don't encounter that many Pokemon. But I'm pretty sure most of my friends, if not all of them, have encountered at least one random shiny throughout their playthrough. Even the most casual of players will probably encounter a random shiny throughout their playthrough. Odds are boosted, of course, but also you just see so many more Pokemon. And I like that. I love games that have a lot of shinies in them. High shiny rates is so fun because you can just go around catching so many, and that is so fun when it comes to shiny Pokemon. I loved it. It was so fun. I liked shiny hunting for Pokemon. The mass outbreaks, obviously, the odds are super increased in mass outbreaks, maybe even a little bit too much. Shinies are everywhere in this game, and it's super fun to go try and catch them all. I love refreshing over and over and over again areas to see if you can get mass outbreaks of cool Pokemon that you want to go catch. And mass outbreaks can be of almost every single Pokemon, and I love that. I love just walking around, going on expeditions, coming back and seeing what new mass outbreaks there are and catching probably a shiny Pokemon almost every time. It's really, really enjoyable. Something that I did not expect to enjoy very much, but the possibility of going to a mass outbreak and knowing that there's a really, really high chance for a shiny really sold it to me. All right. I only have one more thing I want to say, and it's going to sort of wrap up into the conclusion of this episode, which is the nostalgia and the music of this game really, really helped my love for this game grow. I've said quite a few criticisms in this game so far, but genuinely, I think this is one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. One of the best. And a lot of that was nostalgia. I mean, there is just reference after reference after reference to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, which is a game that is really, really important to me, of course. Every area has a new track that has references to old tracks in it. The Diamond and Pearl Clan settlements are Eterna City. There's Eternal Forest motifs in some of the forest areas. There's everywhere. It is just packed full of nostalgia fan service, and I'm so for that. This game is just so good. I don't know what else to say. It has its problems, but there's very, very surface level problems. I genuinely do not. They're nitpicks. if I had to say so. I genuinely do not think that this game is very bad. I don't think that it is really bad at all. I think that it is a fantastic game, one of the best Pokemon games of all time. And I think the last thing I'm going to say, first of all, I hope you enjoyed listening to me just sort of talk about this game. I said a lot of my conclusion in last episode about just sort of the way this game makes me feel in a much more emotional way. This episode has been a lot more technical. But like, man, it just makes me so excited for times to come. If they continue this formula, knowing now that Pokemon is capable of making something like Legends Arceus makes me a very happy camper. I mean, this game it's fantastic. And in so many ways, the mechanics, the music, the gameplay, the characters, the nostalgia, it's such a big step forward in the development of Pokemon that it just makes me so excited for games to come. You know, games like New Pokemon Snap and Rescue Team DX were good steps forward. You know, remakes that are just like genuinely really good and like just really solid games overall. Not a lot of like inherent problems with Pokemon Snap or Rescue Team DX, which really stood out to me in the recent past as games that were a good step forward. BDSP was a little bit of a step backwards, I think, in my opinion. But Legends Arceus took a like Super Mario 64 long jump into the next generation, and I think that Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet are going to exemplify that. I think that Legends Arceus has made big steps forward for the state of Pokemon in the future, and I'm so genuinely so excited to see where we go from here. All right, this episode is long, of course. I am going to finish it up with everyone's favorite segment where we talk about a random move every single episode. It is very late for me. I apologize. Let's get through this together. Let's talk about this move, which is a good one. Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is a damage-dealing normal-type move introduced in Generation 2. It is a physical move. It has a PP of 40, a power of 50, and a accuracy of 100%. In Generation 2, Rapid Spin inflicts damage and then removes the effects of any binding moves and Leech Seed from the user, as well as entry hazards on the user's side of the field, unless the user has fainted as a result of the move, such as with Rough Skin. Rapid Spin has a power of 20. In Generation 8, Rapid Spin was buffed and now has a power of 50. When inflicting damage, Rapid Spin now also raises the user's speed by 1 stage. Moves that are affected by Rapid Spin: Bind, Clamp, Fire Spin, Infestation, Leech Seed, Magma Storm, Sand Tomb, Spikes, Stealth Rock, Sticky Web, Toxic Spikes, Whirlpool, and Wrap. What a good, just like a solid move in Pokemon competitive. Like such a universal move, such a very useful move. It's a very, very good move in competitive, but you know, it's simple. It removes hazards and trapping things. Simple as that. Also raises, it got an insane buff in Gen 8. Jesus Christ. Rapid Spin was one of the first Generation 2 moves introduced and named. It was seen being used by Mewtwo's Blastoise 2 in Mewtwo Strikes Back, prior to the release of Gold and Silver. That's interesting. That's cool. Alright. I think that's it. I don't really know if there's anything else to say about Rapid Spin. So, thank you all so much for listening to this episode. It's been a long one. It's been a tiring one for me in a good way. I'm glad I finally got my thoughts about Legends Arceus off my chest. Fantastic game. Very excited to see what it brings in the future. Thank you all so much for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!